welcome to another Teacher's Corner. I'm Teacher Kirby, and today we are looking at the mods or modifiers on some of the consoles. This is actually suggested by one of the guys in my TeamSpeak, and he said he was a bit confused with the modifiers on some of the consoles that you get from, for example, the embassy, which is where I am, and the research lab. So here we are. We're going to talk about this. So these are your standard plasma generating weapon signature nullifiers, but these have some extra modifiers. Okay, so for example, now you can see what the modifier is if you actually look very closely. You can see the second line where it says plus 28.1 Starship Control Expertise. That is the modifier, and you can see that noted here where it says CTRL X. That's Control X. Whenever you see Control X, that means it's adding some point of control expertise, some amount. It's going to be variable based on what level it is, because if you look here, Mark 11, now it has 30 control expertise. At Mark 12, it's adding 31.9. So the amount of control expertise being added does depend on what it is, which weapon it is, or console it is, which level it is that we're looking at. And of course the amplifier, same thing, Control X. And then we have stealth. So stealth adds a bit of points to your starship stealth. So this goes back to, all of these have to do, we're referring to the skills on your skill tree. So when it talks about Control X, it's talking about control expertise, which means it's adding points to this area of the skill tree. When it talks about Starship Stealth, it is adding points to your Starship Stealth. Okay? Yes, it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it's adding to. Alright, so this is Starship Stealth. So it adds to your stealth, which improves your stealth and cloaking. And then of course we also have EPG. This adds to your exotic particle generator, which helps with your science-based abilities like subspace vortex or the damage from your gravity well, etc., etc. And then we have, of course, PER stands for perception. This is like your sensors. Okay, so of course all of these you can see it's in the brackets. That's where the modifier is. And we see here we have Drain X. Again, in the brackets, this is your drain expertise. Okay, so and it puts extra points in your drain expertise, just straight up. That is what it does. And we have SH Heal, means shield heal or shield restoration in this case, because remember some of these were changed with the revamp of the skill tree. So this gives points to shield restoration. Alright, and those are the basic ones you get from the, and of course if you look, it's going to be the same thing on all of these from the embassy. Drain X, perception, EPG, and stealth and control X. Alright, so those are the ones you get from the embassy. Now, I'm going to actually go to the research lab. Let's see if we can get there. Looks like I have to go back to the starbase. So one of the things you'll notice on the research lab is we're going to have double modifiers. Okay, here's the research lab. Here we go. All right, and contact traffic control. Okay, so the research lab is going to have double modifiers. That means more than one. So we're going to have to figure out what these mean. I do believe, if I remember rightly, it's in here. Okay. Yep, Science Console Store. Okay. Now, restorative and exotic are going to have these same modifiers. Does not matter. Alright, so we have here a few different modifiers. So we have two modifiers. So you'll see after the thing that tells you what it is, after the Mark 12, it'll have brackets, and it now says EPG, which you'll remember from the research from the embassy, exotic particle generator, and SHHP. So this is a little different than SH heal. This gives you maximum shield capacity. And if you look, the second plus sign in the description says 14.2 maximum shield capacity. So these consoles have combinations. So we do have, let's take a look. So we have EPG and shield hit points. We have Control X and EPG, which is a very nice one for gravity well builds, by the way. We have Drain X and EPG, which adds to your drain expertise. Okay. The Control X and EPG adds to your control expertise. And then we have Control X and shield hit points. Drain X and shield hit points. So these, remember, these all add to your skill tree for the things they're talking about. Okay. Shield HP is shield hit points. That adds to your maximum shield capacity. Alright, Drain X, shield hit points, of course. EPG and shield hit points again. You'll notice these are going to cycle. Control X and EPG, Control X and Drain X, Control X and shield hit points, Drain X and EPG. These used to be, before the skill revamp, there was more variety, but you will notice there's going to come up, but with the skill revamp some things changed, and we're finding, or you're going to find, that a lot of these modifiers will repeat until a certain point. Okay, so Drain X and EPG, Control X and Drain X, and then Drain X and shield hit points. And then this is one that, because of some of the changes, some things that used to be something else got folded into Drain X. So you end up with, and this is excellent for a drain build, Drain X times 2. So you'll notice it adds 53.1 Starship Drain expertise. So anything that focuses on drain, that's Titan's Rift, that's Energy Siphon. This will even boost your Plasmonic Leech. So there we go. And so that is the simple explanation. So these of course boost the different skills from your skill tree. They're always going to have the same abbreviation, CTRL for control, EPG for exotic particle generators, SH for something to do with shield, HP for hit points, heal for restoration, drain X for drain expertise. Okay, and yeah. And you'll see that the restorative, same thing. Now then there are other modifiers on consoles, which there's one other type. And let's see. We're going to have to go to the spire. And let me respond to that. Okay. Responded to that. There we go. And there we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Into the starbase. Thankfully, it loads very quickly. It's so shiny. Alright, and transwarp to another holding, and I want to go to the spire. And in we go, dock spire. So this is really the last set of consoles that you're going to find from your fleet anyway that have modifiers. Now this is probably the most diverse set of modifiers that you're going to find. So these are your critical hit and critical damage consoles. Now these are going to have a lot of different modifiers on them. They're both going to have the same sets, so don't worry so much. Alright, so here we go. We have, I'm going to take a look at the vulnerability locators. These are the ones that add critical chance. Alright, now these modifiers are going to deal with what damage type they boost. Alright, so first you have your general types of damage that they boost. So when you see beams, that means it will boost all beams regardless of the energy type. Okay, so you can put phasers and disruptors and antiprotons and tetrions and any type that you can think of on the same boat, and a console that has beams as its modifier will boost all of them equally. Okay, so this would be the console that you want to get if you're trying out a rainbow build, as we say. Alright, so then under that we have cannons. Now remember, cannons also includes turrets, because turrets are considered in the cannon class. So now this, same thing as beams, this will boost all flavors of cannons. Okay, so you can make what we lovingly refer to as a Skittles boat. This means you can have disruptor cannons, anti-proton cannons, phaser cannons, polaron cannons, okay, etc., all different flavors of cannons, and this will boost them all. Okay, and then we have mines. A mines console means the same thing. You can have all different flavors of mines. tricobalt and quantum and proton mines, or sorry, photon mines. Need to get my words out today. Photon mines, etc., etc. All different kinds of mines, chronoton, etc. And it will boost all of these mines equally. And then of course same thing for torpedo. Means you can have all different kinds of torpedo. Remember, every torpedo is based on a basic damage type. So you have your quantum, your photon, your chronoton, your tricobalt, etc. Even the specialized torpedoes are based on some some basic type of torpedoes. So this will boost all types of torpedo regardless of their weapon or of their damage type. Okay, as long as it's torpedo, it will boost it, with the possible exception of the energy-based torpedoes. Okay, because those are energy-based and they're boosted by the energy consoles. So I don't believe they're boosted by these. I'll have to double check. Alright, so now we have the specific damage types. One thing you will notice, if I look at the beams, I get plus 27.9 beam weapon damage. Now if I scroll down here to AP, which stands for anti-proton, now I get 31.9% anti-proton damage. So if you go with your specific energy type, you're going to get more of a boost from each console. Alright, so that's important to note. This is one of the reasons that DPSers recommend you do all the same damage type, because then you can get consoles that will do more, that will boost them more, so you will do more damage. Okay? Alright, so AP is always going to stand for anti-proton. Alright? Chronoton, in this case this is for projectiles. So anything that is a chronoton projectile, so that means chronoton torps, this will boost it. Alright? And then we have disruptor, of course, so that boosts disruptors. Photon, this boosts photon projectiles. Alright. Phaser boosts phaser damage. Plasma boosts plasma energy weapon damage. There are plasma torps, that's why they make the difference. And then of course plasma torp boosts plasma projectile weapon damage. They are not interchangeable. Polaron boosts polaron damage. Quantum boosts quantum projectile weapon damage. Tetryon boosts tetryon damage. Transphasic boosts transphasic projectile damage, of course. And then tricobalt boosts tricobalt projectile weapon damage. Now these do include, if you're going specific with the different projectile weapons, these should include the mines as well. The last time I checked they did, but that has been a while. Alright, so each of these modifiers indicates what type of damage they boost, and that's all it tells you. Okay, beams means all beams, cannons means all cannons, mines means all mines, torpedo means all torpedoes, and when you get into the specific energy types, It will tell you what energy type. If you're not sure, hover over it like I'm doing now and read the description that pops up. It will tell you what it boosts. So if you're not sure what the modifier means, hover over the weapon, read the description that pops up on the right, and look at what it says. Because it says right there 31.9% anti-proton damage and 1.6% critical chance. Okay, so that's probably the most important thing I can give you, is if you're not sure, read the description. If you're still not sure, ask someone for help. Alright, so this is Teacher Kirby explaining console modifiers. Alright, I hope I have taken some of the mystery out of them for you today. You can hear the discussion of Teacher's Corner live on the pilot review show, which you will see a link for momentarily on your screen. Or can't speak today. You will see a link for momentarily on the top right hand corner of this video. We air live every Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, and I hope to see you there.